Hey, what is up, you guys? Hope you're all having an amazing day. Today I'm going to be reviewing One Piece chapter 1000, and right off the bat, the chapter was epic. It was epic. It was like all the build-up that has been going on for the last, somewhere between the last 10 chapters, paid off right in this chapter. So this was an incredibly awesome chapter. First, we start the panel off with Luffy reaching the final stretch, like the final stretch to get to the roof, the last staircase. And I was thinking that he would have run into Jack before he got to the roof, because Jack was heading down while Luffy was going up, but some way somehow they managed to avoid crossing paths, which was weird, because I was thinking that we were gonna see Luffy versus Jack before Luffy fought Kaido, just to see like where Luffy's at now, like his new power-ups. But no, Luffy reaches the final stretch and they're waiting for him, are some of the minks, and it's crazy. So basically the whole staircase is like bodies all the way to the top. And oh my god, it was surreal to see, especially that panel where the worst generation finally got to the roof, and then we got the worst generation on one side, and then we got Big Mom and Kaido on the other side. Oh, that was an amazing panel. That was, for me, that was the best panel of the chapter. For some people, it might have been Luffy walking right past, which I'm gonna get to that. I am gonna get to that. But for me, that was the best panel. For some people, it might have been the other one where Luffy walks by Big Mom and Kaido. But no, for me, that panel looked amazing. I think we had Law sitting down on a rock. Then we had Zoro looking all tough. Kid was there. Killer was there. And then Luffy right front and center. And then Big Mom and Kaido on the other side, which was crazy. So I don't know if Oda is portraying like, okay, all these people together equal Big Mom and Kaido, or he's just setting up the fight where like, okay, this is gonna be the fight and how it's gonna go down for the next maybe few chapters. But before we get to that, first we saw where we go down a level and we have Zoro and Marco we got Marco trying to get Zoro to the roof, and while he's doing that, he's being stalled by King and Queen. And Marco was amazing in this chapter. Like, I don't want to start like with the power scaling thing, because in the last few chapters we've seen like crazy stuff happen and people go crazy, like, oh my god, Apu's taking on Drake and Zoro at the same time, and then it's like, oh no, Zoro one-shotted Apu, and then it's like, oh no, Drake came in and one-shotted Apu again, and Apu's probably still up. Which, by the way, feats, those are feats. Taking a Shishi San from Zoro, taking anybody, I don't know, bro, anybody else like that gets bitten like he did by Drake, he should be dead. He should be put, for all intents and purposes, he should be dead, right? So, but no, he's probably still up. He's still good. But the chapter, dude, Marco grabbing King, grabbing Queen, literally stalling them, throwing Zoro to the roof, which, by the way, I saw a video from Tekking, and he predicted that this was what was going to happen, and I actually agree with him. Like, it wouldn't make any sense for like Zoro to get to the roof with Marco. Like, that wouldn't have made much sense, because that takes the shine off of Zoro, because apparently Zoro is not first commander level yet and Marco is. So it's like, well, the strongest one in the roof would have been Marco, not Zoro. So it makes sense that he actually threw Zoro through the to the roof and then stayed behind to fight King and Queen. And by the way, I don't know, like, King is not looking so hot right now. Again, I don't want to get into the whole power scaling thing, but right now, King, as a first division commander, he's not looking so hot. Now, Marco, on the other hand, dude, Marco is crazy. And we saw in Marineford, like, this man was able to stall or fight an admiral pretty evenly, I guess. And I'm assuming he only got stronger during the next 2 years, and he fought a war afterwards. So he probably got stronger during those 2 years, We got Queen asking if it's invincible, which, by the way, we haven't seen any weaknesses to Marco's powers, like to his regeneration. So we saw the only way that we've seen is like sea prism stone, bullets or cuffs, and that's it. Like, but there's no other we haven't seen him be weak to hockey. We haven't seen him be weak to pretty much anything, not even fire. Not so. What would you guys think would happen if Marco fought somebody like Akainu? Because remember when Akainu fought Ace, right? His magma was hotter than Ace's fire, and therefore Ace lost. Well, Marco's fire is pretty different, so that'll be really nice to see. But getting back to the topic, we have Marco freaking like grabbing King and Queen. Dude, that was crazy. I was not expecting that, and Marco was looking beastly at that moment. So, and King is not looking so hot. Something that I believe people would have missed is like, I believe after, because remember Marineford was before the time skip. I would assume that Marco has only gotten stronger since then, so he might be even above first division commander now. He might be like, I wouldn't say Yonko level, but somewhere above that gap. Like Yonko first division, Marco might be right here, like right in the middle. So he might not be just first division commander level anymore. So that was pretty dope. And Queen has a mechanical neck. Dude, that was crazy. I was not expecting that. Last week I was surprised because of the guns that were coming out of his mouth, but his whole neck is mechanic. So that's pretty crazy. And I'm interested to see what else Queen's got. But right now, at this moment, right now, they're not looking so hot. Because if it was Zoro and Marco against King and Queen, I could see it. But Zoro didn't do anything. Marco pretty much stalled both of them and just threw Zoro through to the roof. Maybe next chapter we'll get to see like Marco getting pushed back, King and Queen getting released and pushing Marco back. But as of this chapter, Marco's looking pretty freaking good, and King and Queen are not looking that hot, especially King, because King should be at the same level as Marco, right? So there's no reason that if Queen is backing him up, he shouldn't be able to deal with Marco. Now, at the same time, they don't like each other all that well, so they're probably not that good at working as a team. For those reasons, like you can kind of tell, it's like, okay, they don't like working together. So because of that, that's why they're probably kind of losing. But again, Marco's powers, we haven't seen any other weaknesses apart from like Sea Prism Stone. So that's pretty crazy. Right now I'm thinking like one of the top tier is Devil Fruits. So moving on. So next we got Yamato, we got Momo, and they're talking about the logbook. And when I read this, and you can go and check my reaction, I got really excited because they started mentioning the letter D, and I was thinking like, what, are we gonna get the will of D from Oden's logbook? And we kind of did in a way, but it wasn't nothing as specific, except that this whole talk was just building up to the final pages of the chapter. So basically they're talking and Yamato explaining to Momo how Oden predicted the future. And right before we get to that, we get another Ace flashback. And here we see that it was Yamato, the one who made the Weaver card for Ace, which was pretty interesting. But there's one thing that I noticed in this chapter, right? He's telling Yamato how Luffy wants to be the Pirate King. And he's telling her not to laugh, because me and Sabo will never forgive you. Now, I know that Ace never met Sabo, right? But like Ace might have known that Sabo was alive. Maybe he came across Sabo wanted poster or whatever it was, but he was just never able to get to Sabo. You know, the Revolutionary Army is pretty elusive, so he might have never been able to get to Sabo. But at least what I got from this whole thing was that he knew that Sabo was alive, which was crazy. But that would create a question like, why didn't Ace tell Luffy that Sabo was alive, like back in Alabasta? And what I'm thinking is like, I don't know, maybe Ace was thinking, okay, I'm gonna give him the beaver card because he's in paradise now. Sabo's probably in the new world. Once he gets to the new world, if we ever meet again, I will tell him about Sabo. And then, you know how it played out. Ace died, never got the chance. But right now, it's looking like Ace knew that Sabo was alive. And that makes sense because Sabo, if he was in the new world for a while, he should have come across at least the mention of Sabo, or even a Sabo wanted poster or whatever. So that makes sense. It doesn't make sense why he wouldn't tell Luffy that Sabo's alive, but maybe he just figured Luffy won't believe me, or he's too green. I'll wait for him to get to the new world, and if we ever meet again, I'll tell him, or whatever he was thinking. But Ace knew that Sabo was alive. That was pretty amazing. Next up, we finally get to the last part of the chapter, right? And we got everybody arriving to the roof at the same time. That's what I said in the beginning. The few chapters, everything that was building up for the last few chapters came into fruition this chapter. So basically, Kid got to the roof, Luffy got to the roof, Zoro got to the roof. Freaking Law used room probably all the way from the basement and got to the roof like that. So maybe he was like, okay, I can't take on Big Mom and Kaido by myself because they're up there. Maybe he used some observation haki or whatever to figure out where they were. Or maybe he just used his room and to feel them out, because I think Law can kind of tell everything that's in his room. So basically, maybe he probably used either observation haki to know that they were up there, or he used his room to feel where everybody was. And when he saw the moment where everybody arrived to the roof, he's like, now let's go. And he just warped up there. And all of a sudden, we got the worst generation at the roof. And then the Odin thing comes into play. And it's like, Odin says something along the lines of, if I don't manage to defeat Kaido in the future, at least 20 years from now, the new generation of pirates will come and they'll defeat Kaido. And then we get that awesome panel where it's like the worst generation on one side and Kaido and Big Mom on the other, which was epic. That was an awesome panel. For me, best panel. So basically, Kaido starts talking to Big Mom and says, hey, you know what this idiot Kid said to me? Kid, repeat it so she can listen to it. And then Big Mom was like, yeah, he was really cocky when he was in front of me too. And Mugiwara, you destroyed my castle, so you owe me an apology. Luffy's not paying attention to any of that. Luffy's focus is the scabbards, which are devastated. Like, dude, Kaido went ham, dude. Kaido went freaking ham. Everybody's down. Everybody's like, Neko is like through a wall. Kiku lost her arm. Everybody's down. The only one that's still conscious is Kinemon, right? And this is where we get this panel, right? The Merriam walk. Luffy, Big Mom, Kaido, and Luffy walking towards them. I'm assuming they're thinking like, okay, he's coming at us. He's coming to fight us. They're on guard. Luffy walks right past them. Doesn't even look at them. Yo, Luffy was looking so savage in that moment though. Like, dude, Luffy was looking beastly, bro. Beastly. He grabs Kinemon. They get to a really emotional talk. We couldn't defeat him. We won't be able to face Lord Odin. Luffy's like, don't worry about it. I got this. And that was amazing because Kaido seemed to get insulted. So he goes towards Luffy. Luffy probably senses him with observation and tells Law, get them out of here. Law uses room. Immediately, Kinemon disappears. And I'm wondering if he took all of them or just Kinemon. Because if he took all of them and he can send them to either Chopper Well, Chopper might not be able to do much in terms of healing them quickly, but Marco could. Now, if Marco has to heal all of the Scabbers, because I think their Scabbers aren't done yet. So if Marco has to heal all of the Scabbards, Marco might be tired out, which probably was gonna like kind of like take him out of the equation, because I don't think Marco's gonna get to really help in terms of fighting. I think his help will be mostly healing and support, because I think the worst generation is gonna have to get this done by themselves. So if he sends them down, Marco might be able to heal all of them, and they can get back into the fight. Maybe not fight Kaido, but maybe help out against King and Queen. So that'll be good to see. Now, back to the roof. Kaido attacks Luffy. Luffy dodges, instantly dodges it. Freaking gets above Kaido. Gear 3rd. New attack, dude. New attack. And it's called Red Rock. So basically what it looks like to me is a Gear 3rd Red Hawk. That's what it looks like to me. So it looked amazing. Kaido got hit hard. Big Mom was like, yo, what are you doing? You're on the ground already. What the hell? Nah, but he got hit hard. And I'm wondering if there was any of that new hockey thing embedded in there. Now, he did call it Red Rock. And in the anime, the new form of hockey, right? The Rio has a red taint, like a red hue to it, right? So I'm wondering whether that attack had that new hockey embedded in it. And if it did, it looks like it really messed Kaido up. So maybe not. Maybe next chapter Kaido is gonna get up like whatever, like, is that all you got, kid? But in this chapter, Luffy looked beastly. And now for chapter 1000, a lot of people were predicting it was either gonna be a Zoro chapter, but it makes sense now that it's said and done. It's easy to say because now the chapter is done, but now that it's said and done, it's easy to see how this chapter was a Luffy chapter. I mean, it's chapter 1000. The main character is Luffy. It is a Luffy chapter. So that was pretty awesome. So after all that is said and done, Luffy responds to Kaido finally and says, my name is Monkey D. Luffy. I will surpass you both and I will become the king of the pirates. Yo, Luffy was looking pretty freaking savage in this episode, man. Pretty freaking savage. Like this episode to me, I wouldn't say a 10 out of 10. I would say 9. No, 9.5 out of 10. The only thing that I felt was missing, the only thing, and we kind of got it. Because I gotta speculate. If we would have gotten concrete evidence that Ace knew that Sabo was alive, like if he said something along the lines of like, I haven't been able to reach Sabo, but if you laugh at it, him and I won't forgive you. Something along those lines, like confirmation that it's like, yeah, I know that Sabo is alive. That would have made it a 10 out of 10. Or if we would have gotten a reveal from the logbook, because all we got was like Oden predicted this, but we knew that already though. We knew that this was foretold. So whether Oden came up with that on his own, or he just was like going on Kiku's ability or whatever, it was foretold before. So that was something that we already knew. If we would have gotten something new, then yes, 10 out of 10. So, but one big important thing that I forgot to mention was like when Luffy delivered the Red Rock, it was like all of the emotions. He remembered every single moment motivating him to defeat Kaido. He remembered at that moment as he was delivering that strike. So that strike had all of Luffy's emotion and power into it. Now, I was surprised that he didn't go Gear 4th because as we seen before, like his gear 4, it's kind of like we seen him go pretty in and out recently in the last few chapters. Like he can do it pretty quick, like almost as quick as gear 3 now. So I was surprised that he didn't use gear 4, but it was probably Oda because he didn't want to mess up that final panel where Luffy was grabbing the straw hat and telling them what was going on. So what I'm assuming is that Oda just said, well, I'm not gonna do gear 4 because gear 4 takes him out of his normal form. So I'm gonna just do gear 3 and show a new attack. So that was pretty awesome. It looked amazing. I can't wait to see it in the anime. Oh my god, in the anime this is gonna look epic, dude. This is gonna look epic. And Funimation has been doing amazingly with the anime recently. So this is probably gonna look pretty freaking good. So thank you guys for watching. That was a review. If you guys enjoyed it, please hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna start reacting to Attack on Titan next. Also gonna be reacting to Jujutsu Kaisen on the channel. So if you guys want to see that, please hit the subscribe button. I also have another channel where I focus mostly on the Nasuverse or the Fate franchise. So if you're interested in that, please head over to the description box. The link to that channel will be there. Thank you so much for watching. Again, have an awesome day. Catch you guys in the next one.